So I woke up this morning, got a cup of coffee, sat down in front of the computer, and lo and behold, we hit 10,000 subscribers. Wow guys, that is truly humbling and it's so awesome. Thank you so much for following the channel along and for all the amazing support for over the last year and I think 3 months we've been actually posting videos on YouTube. It is truly, truly awesome that this channel has grown and it's all because of you guys. So today I want to take an opportunity to just kind of all stop and do a Q&A and answer some of the questions that you guys have had. You know, in the last video I said, hey, let me know what questions you have. And man, we got an overwhelming response of questions. I think there were like 70 or 80 questions. So what I'm gonna do, guys, is I took some of those questions and I put some of the ones that you guys asked the most and we're gonna talk about those and then we'll get through a bunch of them. But some of the questions we're not gonna get through today, guys, and maybe what I'll do is, I don't know, maybe we'll sit down every month and just chat, or maybe I'll answer some questions at the end of the videos. I don't know, I'll work that out, but I wanna answer some of your questions today. But most importantly, guys, thank you so much for the channel support. So let's get into the questions. Rick and Tracy asked, are you in the military? So I got this question a lot. So I was in the military. I actually retired about 5 months ago. I did 26 years of service in the Navy. I was a hospital corpsman, and for those of you who don't know what a corpsman is, that's like a medic in Navy and Marine Corps terms. I loved my career. It was awesome. I got to go all over the world. I served with the Marines. I served on a couple ships. I deployed to Iraq. Somebody asked what ships were I on. I was on a destroyer, a cruiser, amphibious assault ship. So it was great. I loved every minute of my career in the Navy. So George M asks, any engine mods in the future? If so, what are they? So I think he's referring to our XJ build. And you know, it's got the 4-liter engine in there and it's got about 205,000 miles. I'm not planning on doing a whole lot of engine mods with it. You know, I want to keep it stock, I want to keep it reliable. So maybe there's an engine build in our future, I don't know, but I'm not planning on like stroking it out or doing headers or any of that kind of stuff. I want to kind of keep it stock, and so that way I know when we're on a long trip that it's going to be reliable. So 193001 Kip LSSD asks, would be curious to know what editing software you use and to what extent, meaning what's the time requirement. So when we started this channel, we actually were filming and editing on an iPhone, which I don't recommend. If you go back and look at those first videos, they're not the greatest. You know, they're all right. But then we kind of upgraded, we got a camera, and we started using iMovies on the Mac. And then as things progressed, we got a few more cameras, and now I'm using Final Cut Pro. Now, if you would have asked me a year ago, hey man, you're gonna be a Final Cut Pro expert in the future. Well, I'm not an expert, but I've kind of self-taught myself a little bit on Final Cut Pro and I'm enough to be dangerous with it. So that's the software I use. It takes me, man, it takes me 4 to 6 hours usually to edit a video. You know, I try to put a lot of time in there to give you guys good quality. Hopefully it's okay. That Sedona video that I did, man, if you haven't seen that, you gotta go check that out. That was an awesome trip. But I spent probably 3 nights, maybe at least 12 hours working on that video. So we're putting some time in the videos because we just want you guys to have great content. So great question. Charles L asks, really like the TrailRecon shirt. Where and how can I get one? Well, great question, man, because that's awesome. If you want to pick up a TrailRecon shirt, you can head over to our website at trailrecon.net and go to the shop. And they got t-shirts and hoodies. We got women's clothes on there. Please go out there and pick up a shirt. That helps us out a lot, guys. You know, we invest a lot into this channel, and all the little proceeds we get from shirt sales and ad revenue, you know, we invest right back into it, you know, buying camera stuff and microphones and all that kind of stuff. So pick up a shirt, show your TrailRecon pride, and help support the channel. I'd really, really appreciate that. Great question. Chevy Colorado 760s. What tent setup are you thinking about for the rooftop? And so the Project XJ Overland, you know, I talked about putting a tent up there. I'm not decided yet. You know, ultimately I would love to have a clamshell tent up there, but man, those things are expensive. They're like $3,000 to $4,000, and that's absolutely not going to be in my budget. So, you know, we'll look at CVT and Smittybilt. It'll come down to price, but I'll make sure that as we're looking at those, we'll take you along for the ride on that. Ben S. asks, I live in Northwest Montana. Do you guys have any places halfway close where you can test the Jeep out in the snow? So, yeah, being in Southern California, we don't get a whole lot of snow down here, but you do get some snow up in Big Bear. In fact, we just had a huge storm come through, and I know there's several feet up there. The XJ is not ready for a snow run yet. We still got a lot of work to do. I'm still waiting on rear brake lines. But I hope to get up to the snow at least before it melts this year, but we're gonna try. Rudy H. asks, what Jeep club do you run with? And what is its name? So Yeah, so I've been a member of the San Diego Jeep Club for a long time, and those guys are great. I love them. I met so many awesome people through the San Diego Jeep Club. It's a great organization down here. You know, they don't charge any membership fees. It's really just show up with your Jeep, a good attitude, and a CB radio, come out and have a good time, and they usually do easy trails on the runs. They have a website, which is www.sdjc.rocks. And they also have a Facebook page, and you can go there and check out what events are coming up. It's really a great organization. Thanks, San Diego Jeep Club, for all the support you've given me for the channel. I appreciate that. Carlos C. asks, how did you get Cooper Tires to sponsor you? So that's a fair question. So it was just a communication back and forth, and Cooper Tires really liked the project we were getting ready to work on, and they liked the channel. And so they sent us those tires, which is great, you know, because now that's money that we can use towards something else. So that's been great that we didn't have to pay for those tires. They hooked us up. And look, I'm welcome to any sponsorship, you know. I'll let you know if we get a sponsorship, so there's full disclosure there. But that's cool, because if we get sponsors, then that's products and stuff we can share with you, and I know that you'll probably be interested in. So thanks for that question. GBrack17 asks, Bleepin' Jeep did an install on a higher capacity gas tank for his Zombie XJ. You thinking about putting one on your rig? So great question. Bleepin' Jeep, Matt over there, shout out to you, brother. You got a great channel, great stuff going on there. I watch it all the time. A larger gas tank is a possibility. We'll see how things go. You know, as we start adding things to the XJ, start weighing it down a little bit, it's gonna get heavier, which is gonna reduce our gas mileage. And we're definitely gonna have some, I don't know, jerry cans or Rotopacks or something, so we'll carry some extra gas. So we'll see what kind of range we get when it's all said and done, and then we'll look at upgrading the gas tank. It's a possibility. Jake A asks, what back spacing are those new wheels? So the ProComp 69s were a 3.75 inch back spacing. EL Guy 20, where did you learn to do the lifts on the Jeep? So I didn't really know how to lift a Jeep. That's something that I just kind of figured out. I've been turning wrenches for a long time, for many years. You know, I've restored a couple cars, and I just love being in the garage doing stuff. But learning how to lift the Jeep, well, that was just watching a lot of YouTube, which is what most of us do, right? We learn how to do stuff on YouTube, so that's how I did it, buddy. Jason M asks, what is your favorite mod that you have done on any of your Jeeps? So I've done a lot of cool stuff, and there's a lot of things that I love, but if I gotta break it down to one thing, it's probably the 35 inch tires on the JK. You know, one, it just looks cool because now, you know, big beefier tires, it looks great. But two, it's made my capability off-road so much better, so it's gotta be the 35 inch tires. David D asks, I have a built Pathfinder. Would you consider, after the XJ Overland project, building a different make other than a Jeep? So man, that is a great question. You know, I own 2 Jeeps now, and I love Jeeps, and I think they're a very capable rig, but this is not Jeep Recon, it's TrailRecon. And I know that there's a lot of viewers out there that drive all kinds of rigs, and they chime into the channel and they watch the videos because, you know, they want to see what we're doing off-road and some of the products we're using. So I'm trying to really kind of diversify things a little bit. You know, we did the Toyota a while back, and I actually just did a Chevy walk around recently. So you're gonna get more content that's not just specifically Jeep related. Now, the XJ, we actually almost did something else because I was having such a hard time finding it. I actually did look at a Pathfinder, and we did look at some 4Runners. We settled with the XJ because we finally found one, but I wouldn't be opposed to doing a build of something else. Not something we're gonna do in the near future. We're gonna be spending a lot of time on this one. Jake C, what do you do for a living now that you are retired from the Navy? So a lot of people wanna know what does Brad do when he's not filming videos. So when I retired from the Navy in August, I was actually supposed to go to Moab like the following week with the San Diego Jeep Club. But I got a job offer, and I had to not go to Moab, which kind of sucked because I still really wanted to go to Moab. I'm working now as a project manager for a medical research organization. I work with a lot of smart people, and we get to do some fun stuff. I don't know if this is my dream job. Maybe my dream job is doing YouTube and going and filming rigs and going filming trails. You know, if you'd asked me a year and a half ago, hey Brad, you're gonna have a YouTube channel with 10,000 subscribers, I'd probably had a good laugh about it. Now it's something that's a really good consideration. This could end up being a long-term thing, guys. I love making videos, so we'll see where this goes. But right now, I really enjoy my job, and I really like the team that I work with. Richard T asks, he says, I drive a 2-door JK with 33s. Next month, I'll have enough for a lift kit for a 3.5 inch Rubicon Express. My question is, should I spend the money on the lift kit or use it to get an S-Pod and a couple of accessories? Well, first of all, brother, congratulations for saving your money. I would strongly encourage you to get that lift kit. You know, S-Pods and accessories, that can all come later, but getting that lift kit, man, is gonna make your capabilities off-road so much better, so go with the lift. Walker M, what type of interior upgrades are you planning to do? Seats, CB radio, Rhino lighting? We're gonna be doing long-term drives on it. So my plan is to make it comfortable in there. So we probably are going to upgrade the seats. I don't know if we're going to do leather, but we'll see. I'm going to put new carpet in there, maybe even some Dynamat underneath there for some sound deadening. I'm definitely going to go with some rubber floor mats. I don't think I'm going to rhino line it in there. I want to make it nice. Car Guy 11. Anybody drive a Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk in your Jeep club? Well, there's a lot of Cherokee guys that come out with us. I've never seen a Trailhawk out there, but man, it would be great to have one out. You know, the trails we do are not crazy hard when we're with the club, and it would be great to have somebody out there. And shout out to you, Car Guy 11. I know you got a great YouTube channel over there, buddy. Team Wolf Skull. Are Dana 40s good for my Cherokee? I'm not sure that Dana makes a 40, so I might be mistaken on that. I might have to go look that up. But if you're talking about a Dana 44, you know, that's a great upgrade. It just depends on what you're going to be doing with your Cherokee. But I don't think Dana makes a 40. Somebody let me know in the comments. Jeep Extreme. What gear ratio do you have stock, and what do you think you're going to go with? So I believe, I actually haven't pulled the code, but I think they're 355 gears. Probably going to go with the 410. I think that's probably what I'm going to need with the amount of weight and the tire size. We'll see. I haven't even had it on the freeway yet, so we got to figure that out just to see how it drives right now. Mark G asks, so what got you into filming this journey? So that's a great question. You know, we started out just kind of filming our trails, my son and I, and just posting them on YouTube. It was really just for us so we could kind of have memories of it. And then as people started watching, things kind of grew and just kind of kept snowballing from there. And it's turned into what it is today, where we're doing all this cool stuff and you guys really enjoy it and we love sharing it with you. So that's really where it started. It just my son and I just filming our journeys. It was kind of cool. In fact, we weren't even called TrailRecon back then. It was just our last name, Adventures or something like that. Misfit Jeep asks, what's the next upgrade on the Wrangler? So good question, and I haven't forgotten about my Wrangler. We still got a lot to do on the JK. Just focusing on the XJ right now while we get it trail worthy. Obviously I want to do fenders and bumpers, but to be honest with you, I really want to save up for a 3.5 inch lift. You know, I'm still running that 2.5 inch budget boost on there, and I rode in a buddy's Jeep the other day, and man, his was so much smoother on the trail. So I know that I want to upgrade my suspension, but suspension, bumpers, fenders, I don't know if it's in that order, but we're going to get to those for sure. Jeffrey S. asks, where did you get the winch plate for the stock bumper on the JK? So that's a rock hard 4x4 winch plate, very easy install. They've got them on their website. They're not terribly expensive. We weren't even making YouTube videos when I installed that, so I know a lot of people ask me that all the time, and because I don't have a video of it. So rock hard 4x4. The Bearded Jeeper asks, what is your dream Jeep? So great question, brother, and shout out to you. You've got some great Jeep videos over there. Go check his channel out. I don't know. I think these are my dream Jeeps. They're just not finished yet, right? But I mean, you can go to Starwood Motors and grab, you know, a $100,000 Jeep. That'd be pretty cool. But I'm happy just kind of building my own Jeeps, and we'll see where it goes. This is my kind of dream. I like it. Magnification asks, what do you do for a living? And assuming you did, where did you go to college? So we talked about what I do for a living, but college, so when I was in the Navy for 26 years, you know, you're moving all the time. So I went to multiple different colleges. I went to the University of Maryland. I did a lot of online stuff. So I got my degree in healthcare management. Eventually, it took me a long time to do it, but you know, when you're moving around, that's just kind of the way it is. So Jeff C asks, what are some of the trips you're planning with the Overland XJ, and do any plans to come up to the Pacific Northwest? So for sure, I've mentioned we're going to do Mojave Trail. I want to take it out to Death Valley. Definitely want to see about doing some cross-country stuff. I don't know how far we're going to go. The Pac Northwest, I would love to go up there. You know, that's my home state. I'm from Oregon, and I'm a huge Seahawks fan, so maybe I can get an excuse to go up there next season and do some off-road wheeling and go catch a Seahawks game. But yeah, absolutely, we're going to do some cross-country stuff. I don't have anything planned, though, to come to the Northwest specifically. Andrew asks, what got you into Jeeps, and what was your first Jeep? So I wanted to have something that my boys and I could go have some adventures. You know, there's so much to see in Southern California, and having an off-road rig to go see them in, it makes life much easier. You know, I've had a lot of hot rods, you know, my Firebird, and I had a Ford Galaxy, and I had a Mustang, and those were great. You know, I love working on those, and I love driving them. But you really just don't get a lot of bonding time when you're with your kids, and trying to cram in a Mustang just doesn't work so well. So that was what attracted me to a Jeep, to go have some good adventures. My first Jeep, that's the JK. Yeah, I'm not a lifelong Jeep owner. This is something that you know, I've only been doing for what, a little under 2 years. But man, it's just changed my life. I love off-roading. Von Guido asks, PB&J, crust or no crust? Okay, that's what I get for opening up the questions. So I like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for sure, but I'm a triple thicker guy with the crust. So bread, peanut butter and jelly, bread, peanut butter and jelly, and bread with the crust. There you go, more than you wanted to know. Angel B asks, which shops do you take your Jeeps for jobs that you can't do for yourself? So there's a little shop down the road, Rick's Auto, that I take it to. I've only had to take it to the shop a couple times. And then Dirt Trends, I plan on using those guys when it comes to doing locker upgrades and that kind of stuff. Jared down there is a great dude. Jason Coleman, do you have any plans to wheel in Michigan? Yeah, so again, we're gonna try to make some long trips, I hope to. I don't know if we'll make it to Michigan, but man, it'd be awesome, right? Southern M asks, how old are your sons and do they like the Jeep? So my twins, who you've seen in the garage helping me out, are both 17, and this is really kind of for them. My oldest is 20, he's in college. And do they like the Jeep? They all love it now, especially the lift kit's done and the tires. I mean, what's not to love about it? Khaled says he's building his rig for Moab this June and wants to ask my opinion about cooling upgrades. Now, I'm not an expert on XJ coolings. I've got a lot to read up on that. We'll see what happens when we hit the desert here in Southern California. If I start having odor heating, you know, we may be talking about doing some vents in the hood, upgrading the radiator, you know, fans, all that kind of stuff. So I'm not an expert on that, brother, but as I figure it out, I'll make sure I share that with you. Gerson M asks, I would like to see what foam mounts you use on your JK. Yeah, so not very exciting, guys. I actually don't have any foam mounts. I just throw them up on the dash. I was looking at the RAM mounts and trying to figure out something where I could mount an iPad up for navigation, so I'll probably be doing a video of that in the future, but right now I don't have anything cool to show you, sorry. Douglas H asks, with the new tires, where does that new measurement in the center line come on the XJ? So when we started the XJ, it was at 17 inches at the center line, and now it sits at 24 inches with the tires and lift, which is phenomenal, man. We're really sitting tall. Very happy with how it turned out. Jack K asks, can you recommend some places you could go with a stock Jeep 2016 JKU and have some fun? Yeah, so if you're in Southern California, man, there's so many easy trails, and a stock Jeep will go a lot of places. If you go over to our website and actually click on trails, I've got a couple trails that are listed as easy, moderate, and difficult. Check those out. You know, Oriflame Canyon is a great one. You can go out to the desert and have fun all day out there, so go check those out. Great places, but man, a stock Jeep will take you a long way. You won't believe it. So I'm sorry I didn't get to everybody's question, guys, but hopefully I answered a lot of the questions that you were wanting to know. You know, got to know me a little bit better and kind of know what's going on in the channel. Really looking forward to making some more videos and to seeing where this channel goes. I really appreciate all the support. You guys motivate me every time I post a video, man, with all your comments and the likes. Keep that coming, and we're gonna keep trying to bring you the best video content we can. Look, until next time, guys, we will see you out on the trail.